I go to church, you go to church, church.
Welcome back to another episode of BlaspheMass Debate. I'm your host, Father Frank. Today we're going to be gently resolving transportation, people, places, and hindsight. Let's go meet our panelists. John, how you doing, my man?
Let me find out you line up your eyebrows, bro.
Travis, how you doing, brother?
I'm just a bill.
All right. And today our special guest is stand-up comedian and one of the hosts of the Big Time Garbage podcast, Mercer. How you doing, my man?
Happy to be here, Frank. Doing just fine.
Hell yeah, let's get it started, boys. It's 2020 right now. People be driving, people be texting, people be doing it at the same damn time. So nowadays, shouldn't that just be part of like the whole course regimen here? So should texting and driving be required to pass a driving test? And John, start this one off.
Yes, it should be, Frank. And I'm glad you asked me this question because people gonna do it anyway. You look to the left, somebody swerving in your lane, like, bro, what the fuck's going on? That gotta be a shitty, probably some old grandma driving, and you look and it's just a guy with a phone in his hand. It's like, come on, man. We've all been texting for the last 10, 15 years thoroughly. Like, if you can't get it done now, it's gonna happen. You might as well make people do it safely. Put up a little driving course, you know, make the driving test fun while you're texting, and then all of a sudden, boom, a little rabbit pops out, and you're like, oh shit. Oh, well, I'm trying to type this word, and you just got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the dumbest thing you could say. I feel like you need to make an example of them. Back in the day, like caveman days, or like even before that, like white man fighting in America, people used to rape and as well as pillage. So like just because that was the way of the world, you can't just say, oh, this is how it is. Let's let this
but
go.
You adjust.
Like, it's a dangerous thing. Like it's dangerous minds doing dangerous shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and as we know from our ancestors who raped and pillaged, we grew with the times and we distanced ourselves from that. You have to adapt, and that's why texting should absolutely not only be taught in driving school, but I would say that the written portion should be taken while driving.
Exactly. So you're with me, dude. So you know what I'm saying? Like they should be like, all right, you have to find your address. Boom, you get a text from your friend. You have to take this address and put it into Google Maps while driving. Oh snap! A kid's crossing the street. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gets better. Everybody's reflexes get better. Yeah, I agree. Like the driving test or the lessons or the school portion of it should be longer so they could learn how to do this appropriately. But at the end of the day, like cars are becoming autonomous. You don't really have to pay attention. Your cars have these emergency systems that'll stop you before you actually hit a car, and lane switch prevention and collision prevention and silly things like this. So you don't even really have to pay attention. I mean, think about back in the day, Travis. You used to have to go through this huge binder of CDs, just flipping through CDs. You had to wait for the CD to eject and then put that, like, that's way harder than texting. And we got through that. So now
there's voice stuff, there's other stuff. Let me give you a statistic. Back in 2001, I want to say, the amount of people that died from texting and driving, 35 people. Just last year, 750 million people in America died from texting and driving. So like, I feel like
that's more than the population of the country.
These are people. These are school children. These are teachers. These are politicians. These are like rappers. Like there's so many things that can happen with these 16, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and it's just like you can't just do that because it's racism in America. So
well, in the way that we our generation who grew up with big books of CDs, that trained us for the conditions of today where we have to text and drive because Siri doesn't understand my fucking voice.
Precisely.
It's almost like as if they
Apple.
want us to text and drive. There's a phone charger in the damn car.
No, I mean, because first, I don't even think it's always necessarily texting and driving because like. I've done this in the past. Like I've been on Facebook or Instagram and driving. So it's not just texting. It's you're doing the phone stuff that you normally do while you're driving. It's dangerous, and I don't need to like these pictures and do all these things. It's not even. I need to communicate with them to make plans.
Debatable.
I am glad that you brought up Facebook and Instagram because that should also be taught. I know how to Instagram and make a left turn, how to merge and post something to Pinterest. These are all
exactly
things
like the majority of the people are like just put their car on their dash and they want to show you like driving and listening to music and bopping. Like that's a skill. Like multitasking. It's like toilet texting. You take a shit and you text at the same time. You drive and you text at the same time.
But you're not risking
you switching music. Who debatable?
So you think?
So then, yeah, debatable. So if I'm switching through my music,
that's the plumbers are trying to put that agenda in your head.
All right. But you see where I'm coming from.
So, Travis, by the way, your statistics completely like blow me away. Like, imagine being in those auditoriums. Like, look to your left, look to your right. All three of you will die from texting and driving. All three of you will die from texting and driving.
Twice by those statistics.
Look,
none of you are gonna make it home.
they're trying to crack down on distracted driving, which texting gets the most of that blame, but you can't outlaw distractions.
Exactly. Like how many billboards do you pass on the way home? How many times do you change the station? How many times do you look to your left to see who the other driver is? Like you're not gonna make.
But you're not engaging. You're not doing an action. You're not
You're doing this to the guy next to you like 7 times a day, like beeping your horn. You're trying to blare your windows to get blare your music, to try and get somebody to notice you.
That doesn't take as many brain powers as thinking of a word and then punching the word in. You know how they say buzz driving is drunk driving, texting and driving is drunk driving. That's
no, but they have this.
Which brings me to my next point. That should also be taught in driving school.
Drunk driving.
Drinking and driving should definitely be.
And in the future,
there should be a threshold. Somewhere between the 0.8s and the 0.12s, you should be allowed to drive somewhere.
Are
in
you
there.
still learning when you're 14 and 8 months?
All right, hold on, guys. We need to get a final word in here, but it's pretty close point differential, about a 1-point swing either way. And I'm going to have Travis go first for the final word.
Yeah, all changes are not good changes. Back in the day, they would rape and pillage, and I think those things are not good things. And if we would have just caved into it, and this is the way of the world, and then we changed the world based on everybody's doing it, we should do it. No, it's not the case. People are dying 750 million a year. Yeah, Snopes is incredible. Snopes is credible, and yeah, I think if you text and drive, you hate your grandma.
Jeez, you heard it here first. And Brett, final word.
Texting and driving is as natural as a babbling brook in a sunset. It's gonna happen. And honestly, if you can't figure out how to text and drive, I don't want you driving at all. I want you off the road.
Wisely said. I like that. And John, final word.
I think I read a Google article this morning that a baby was born today with a cell phone in his hand. So his parents bought him those Fisher Price, little cars you drive and stuff, those little go-karts, and they're already texting and driving there, bro. Like they're already used to having the whip in their hand. So as the future progresses, it's gonna become a normal thing. There's no way you can prevent it. So therefore, I mean, yeah, just keep it as part of the text. That's part of the test. That way, the people who aren't good at it become good at it because everybody does it. Whether they're good at it or not today, everyone does it. So you might as well test for it, and make things better that way. Make the road safe again.
He died that night.
that was the last thing we heard you say. But I will say the final statement brought him to the lead. Gotta give this one to yes, texting and driving should be required, and Brett for round 1.
Whoa.
He gives the white guy the round.
The final statement gave him the point he needed to get ahead.
Round 1 goes
racism.
All right, boys. Guys.
Saw that coming.
I'm driving right now, by the way.
All right, we gotta keep it moving here, though, boys. So, I mean, everyone knows there's dangers in society, depending where you're at, who you're with, who you're not with, what time it is. There's so many, situations, and everything's situational, and there's no quite 2 scenarios that are the same. So, in this example, who's in more danger? A white man in the hood at 2 a.m. or a black man in the suburbs at 2 a.m.? And I'm going to have Travis start this one off.
I would definitely say a white man in the hood at 2 a.m. Just because the fact that the hood at 2 a.m. is more dangerous than the suburbs at 2 a.m. It's a hell of hoods that I wouldn't go to as a black man. So, I mean, in the suburbs, yeah, police be brutality and some people. I mean, shit. If you go to my hood, you going to get fucked up. Off rip. And it just looks scary. It's scary. So, shit. You know what I'm saying? It's danger. If you're talking about danger, it doesn't matter what color are you. The hood is more dangerous than the suburbs, period. It don't matter what color you are. So a white man, and then if you white, that intensifies it. So you're really fucked. Nigga.
All right.
I would actually have to disagree with you there because, what you talked about was how it looks and things like that. there is nothing in this world more. There's no person that's more scared than the white suburban man with property. And he probably has ties to the police. So it depending on how the level of danger we're talking about here, you know, there's nobody more angry with something to prove than the Trump voting suburban man.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you. And while those Karens do be creeping out the window, I still gotta say a white kid in the hood at 2 a.m. is way more at risk. Now, they be posted on the block, looking ready at all times of night, bro. Whether it's rain, sleet, or storm, you could find some nonsense in the hood on any block, and they gonna be like, bro, what are you doing over here? They gonna check you. It does not matter what you have on, you. You do not belong. You stick out like a sore thumb. So you're gonna get run up on you. You're gonna get tested. Somebody gonna come talk to you and touch you, bro. That's how it's gonna be.
Exactly. And being fearful and being scared is not the same thing as being in danger. As we'll fuck your shit up. Because like if you come to the hood, the wrong hood, it don't matter. Why the fuck do you have a lion's hat? Like if you come to the wrong hood, we'll fuck your shit up. Period. So like, yeah, no, being in fear, it don't even matter at all. Like it's just you're scared, but scared is not the same thing as in danger. If you go to a haunted house, I'm scared, but I'm not in danger at a haunted house. If you go to the suburbs, you're basically at a haunted house. Like these white people, they don't like me. If you go to the hood, it's like black people, you can't commit a hate crime against a white person. So it's like the rules are not the same. So it's like you don't like them, and you get to do the bad thing to them. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
White people in the hood are persistent because they will keep on showing up. They will keep on showing up, and they will eventually open up a Starbucks and a Panera Bread.
Oh, wow. He went there with it. Look, man, a white kid walking around the hood at 2 a.m. is most likely just trying to get an Uber. You know, they're leaving their friend's house out of a newly trying to be gentrified area, and they're just standing on the corner where they don't know where they're at, and they're like, oh, man, I got to get to where I'm going. Oh no, there's guys on both sides of the block. Like they're gonna be very, very terrified, and they should be. Like that's I'm not even gonna lie.
Well,
because in Chicago, in the winter, if you see motherfuckers on the block just standing there in the snow, bro, you're in the wrong place, dude. You in the wrong place.
The mentality is different. Like if you're a white dude or anybody in my hood and you don't belong here, the mentality is. I mean, if I'm in the suburbs, it's you don't belong here. Like you need to leave. But if you're here. And you're in my hood, then it's like, oh yeah, you fucked up. You're a lick. Like I'm gonna come up off of you. So it's like I'm glad you're here. Like I'm gonna get your ass. Like the other one is just I want you to please leave. Like I don't want you here. But so not wanting you here versus I wanted you here to fuck you.
Yeah, a force out versus a request out.
Yeah, nigga. I'm glad you're here. Oh. If not, everybody's here.
I got a question for Brett here. And I mean, it's pretty much everyone knows white people are scared of the dark, and don't even get me started on Canadians. But everyone knows. So 2 a.m., a black man walking the suburbs, everyone's passed out sleeping. He could do it. He could do whatever the hell he wants there.
I understand it, but you're forgetting the existence of the house cameras, you know, all of the security stuff that white people deck their houses out in order to prove that they are secure, and finding a reason to use their firearms that they sleep with.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
I had to take the under on this one because I thought it's very remarkable what's happening these days, especially with how divided we are as a nation.
Indeed.
That's a whole different topic. But
I said we just leave that in the air for a little.
Let's go around the table for a final statement here. And I'm going to have John start this one off. Final word.
I mean, I think it was Cedric the Entertainer who said that just black and white people live by a different creed. White people hope that black people don't show up in their hood. Black people wish a white motherfucker would show up in their hood. They gonna check them real quick, bro. Like, they wish somebody would come rocking down their block. Like I said, they just be waiting to act out, waiting to act the fool, looking for trouble. And white people in the suburbs aren't necessarily looking to do that. They're not looking to start any trouble. So at the end of the day, if you get caught on the wrong block, better hope and pray, my friend. Just better hope and pray.
Okay. And Brett, final word.
Just want to reiterate the point of how scared the white men in the suburbs are, how divided we are as a nation, and I guess I rest my case.
Wow, Brett 2020, you got my vote. And Travis, final word.
That was a politician answer if I've ever seen one. But I think just the hood just like Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder sees no color. If you come to the hood and you don't belong here, you gon' get got. In the suburbs, if you come here and you're the wrong color, I leave. You don't belong here. We don't fuck with you. And if you get police brutalized, you get police brutalized. But if you come to my hood and you're not from my hood, you will come up. And I want you here. Like I'm like, now that everybody's here, we can start the show. So if you're talking about danger, one wants you gone, one wants you there to danger your ass. So the hood is more dangerous, especially to white people, because black people can't be racist.
Definitely an extra point for Travis for using police brutality in 3 different adjective versions. Like it was never the same, but he somehow did that in like a verb action.
I'm just a bill.
But coincidentally, gotta give it to Travis down that round. Looks like a white man is more in danger than a black man in the hood. Let's keep moving here, boys. So, this one hits me close to home because I have a friend who lives there, John. But not just in California, but across the world, there is just the fires blowing up. Like the nature is on fire. Like don't even get me started on the Amazon, man. So, should Smokey the Bear remain humble or launch his highly anticipated I Told You So campaign? And Brett, what do you think?
The time for action is not now, but yesterday, to reverse the effects of climate change on the world. Smokey the Bear has taken such a flaccid approach at the urgency of the situation. He's been saying only you can prevent forest fires. Well, he needs to start saying, start fucking preventing forest fires. I've been saying this for how fucking long I've been saying this. I'm a goddamn bear. I can barely talk. My house is on fire behind me. My hat is awesome, but that's why you should listen to me. Look. Yeah. Only you can prevent forest fires is a politician's answer to piggyback off of our last debate. That is not trying to ruffle any feathers while the world is literally burning around us.
No,
look, he needs to stay humble. He needs to stay humble, man. At the end of the day, like there's people out here dying. There's people who just aren't necessarily even starting them. You got your stupid motherfuckers starting them from gender reveal parties and such. But at the same time, man, you just got to keep issuing that warning in hopes that people will wisen up and actually stop causing these forest fires, because they can see the devastation of them. Like, here's the time for Smokey the Bear to come out and be like, hey guys, let's all work together here and let's stop these forest fires.
No, I feel like he needs to make like a diss on like to Kendrick. I feel like he's in the most right to not be humble. I feel like he's been saying that since I think like the 60s. The dude from the Twilight Zone used to make his commercials. He was rapping and shit, all that shit, like making songs, all that shit, telling you stop burning my shit down, and niggas didn't listen. Like this is the one time where like I told you so is definitely you gotta say I told you so. Like nigga, yeah. It's not even to keep on moving forward. It's just you fucked up. Nah, you're fucked up.
Right.
Shit,
the problem has gone from the individual, you preventing forest fires, to it's so far gone. There's so many things that cause forest fires that Smokey the Bear shouldn't. It doesn't even ring true anymore that only you can prevent forest fires. It's only a collective action to get the world in a better place ecologically. So what he should do is say, I'm no longer saying anything, and I'm just going to sit here and smoke weed. The name stays still Smokey the Bear, but I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to say, told you.
Yeah, and become a rapper.
What's Smokey the Bear doing with his cigarette and joint butts though? He might be the one causing these forest fires.
Come on, if you're that trained, if you didn't do your 35th level,
if you're that trained,
if you're a 35th level jiu-jitsu black belt, you know how to put it out perfectly. Like he's putting his out the right way.
Why does Smokey the Bear know jiu-jitsu? Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm saying everyone knows that, John.
I'm analogizing. I'm saying if you are this trained, if you're saying don't do, like if that's your thing, you're saying don't do forest fire. He's not gonna cause it. He's just gonna say y'all fucked up. Look at now, see what y'all
I'll whip Smokey the Bear's ass.
Look at y'all dumb niggas.
You better help
he's not,
the bear.
He's not gonna contribute to it.
Ad
He should
hominem.
become a
Ad
gangster.
hominem.
Well, he tried. I didn't even hear what he had.
Look, you just gotta stay humble, man. Smokey the Bear has told you guys for this and this, like for years and years and years. And even though you guys don't want to listen, he's still gonna be a voice in your ear. You know, that guy before he drops the match in the woods, tries to start that fire. He's probably like, man, Smokey wouldn't approve of this. And he may do it anyway, but I'm sure there could be way more forest fires if Smokey the Bear wasn't around.
No, just
I'll concede this point. You know, he should stay humble, but that's Smokey the Bear, not Smokey the Bear, the campaign. The campaign needs to be tough. The campaign needs to say, fuck off. The campaign should say, listen, what have I been saying?
No, that's where I want to separate myself. I'm talking about the Bear specifically. I think he needs to go rogue. Like I think Kendrick Lamar, he got everybody minds confused. Like sit down, he was eating syrup sandwiches with crime allowances, and him telling people to be humble, but he's not being humble. And that I feel like he's like.
What does I told you so solve though? Does that
it
solve
doesn't? But I feel like
anything?
it's warranted. It's warranted. Like it's just the amount of told you so since the '60s. Like you know how long that is? Like that's a long ass time.
Look, bro, it don't matter. So you just got to keep teaching. You just got to keep teaching these kids, and eventually, hopefully, they learn.
At some point, hindsight only gets you so far. We didn't listen. It ain't no we didn't listen. Global, we didn't listen. And then now it's like, nigga, I tried to told you.
He's the only one trying. No one else is saying prevent forest fires. It's just Smokey out there. It's Smokey
but now
and
the
only
ball's
Smokey.
rolling. Now it's just snowballing downhill, avalanche style, and now it's like,
so
I told y'all,
I think they need to bring Kanye West on the campaign. I feel like that will get some results now. Anyone?
Jesus.
Probably. He could produce. Yes. He could produce for him, but I think he definitely needs to put out an album.
I would agree. It's that kind of rogueness. It's that kind of it's that kind of attitude,
rebellion
that needs to be forced into this campaign. Fuck being humble.
What do you got, Frank?
A nigga with attitude. Okay.
So let me ask John. So you're saying that Smokey the Bear should remain humble. So at what point? What is the breaking point? What's the tipping factor when he should be like, I told you so? Like, what more needs to happen, John?
Nothing more, Frank. You try and you try again. You know, some people don't even listen. Forest fires are just gonna happen. California, Nevada, areas over there, you're way more likely to get them. And if a lightning strike happens, forest fires are gonna happen. If it's too fucking hot, shit's gonna burn. It makes sense. Only you can prevent forest fires. Not necessarily true. However, I'm telling you to think twice about anything that may lead to a higher likelihood of these forest fires.
No, because now the globe is warm, because that's why the fires are happening. The globe was cool, and now the globe is warming, and that's why the fires are igniting. Last year you're reaching the flash point. And
you outlined the main issue here is that nothing is being done about this. Nothing has changed. So therefore, under these conditions, Smokey the Bear must adapt. He must leave behind his old persona of the humble, hey, here's a little piece of advice to
nigga.
I will say that speaking of that adapt, you know who else improvise, adapt, overcome? Bear Grylls. Correlation there? Anyone?
Bear necessities.
So, all right, hold on. We got to wrap this one up here, boys. So let's go around the room here for a final word. And I'm going to have John start this one off. Final word.
If you ever see me in the woods and I'm fighting a bear, help the bear. But not Smokey the Bear. He doesn't need help. He just needs to stay humble and go ahead and keep letting these kids know that they can do something to prevent these forest fires. Although you can't always prevent, like I said, lightning strikes and natural disasters, don't put that match out. Think about Smokey. Don't just toss that joint in the bush, that little roach bud, you know what I'm saying? Just put it out appropriately. Water your lawns, people. Do shit like that. And only you can prevent forest fires. You.
Wow. Help
you
the
right
bear.
There. You.
Help the bear.
Yeah. Help the bear.
Like and Travis, final word.
If you told somebody so for so long, I'll tell a nigga I told them so for something I told them to do today and they didn't listen. If there's any chance I could tell somebody I told them so, I'm taking that shit. Like if there's any little thing, oh, you should have made a left on this, and then they ran into a car accident and they were 5 minutes late. I told you that you should have took Telegraph. But this is the biggest. He had a campaign since 60 years, telling niggas so, and niggas didn't listen. So why not launch it? See, and just all you got to do is show the videos of the fires. See,
Okay.
see, I tried.
Very, very blunt. And Brett, final word.
Dead.
Now, I hope this isn't too controversial of a take, but I want forest fires to stop, and I'll be willing to do anything it takes to stop it. And I think a good start is to have Smokey the Bear be like, yeah, well, right. I guess you guys don't want forest, you know. And I'm just spitballing here, just brainstorming. I don't know what the messaging is going to be, but we need to do something because I don't want my future mansion in the hills of Northern California to be in danger. That's just me. I want other people to be in danger, and most of all, I want to see the world come together and say no to forest fires.
Wow, that was hashtag Smokey 2020, hashtag Brett 2020. I don't even know. Like, I mean, wow. You got my vote. I'm gonna write in Brett Mercer. So
consider don't do that. Consider maybe not that at all.
You'll have at least one vote.
2 including that. So it looks like I gotta say Smokey the Bear should not remain humble and should go with the I Told You So campaign. Gotta give it to Brett for the final round.
White supremacy. White supremacy.
Wow. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
I love guys.
Black Lives Matter.
I love guys. Brett, you are the big winner of tonight's episode. You have 15 seconds of fame. Shout out, plug, whatever you want. The floor is yours, my man.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. This was fucking fun as hell. We do a Twitch show every night except for Saturday and Sunday. Twitch.tv/bigtimegarbage. Also, go check out our podcast, wherever you get podcasts. And if you like what you hear, you can throw us a couple bucks on Patreon. It unlocks extra bonus episode and extra content.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, quick recap of the episode. Looks like testing and driving, you should be required to pass that driving test. A white man is way more in danger in the hood at 2 a.m. And it looks like Smokey the Bear should be doing that I Told You So campaign. All right, guys, see you next time. Signing off. Don't forget to tip your server.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching BlaspheMass Debate. We hope you enjoyed the content, but please, now it's time for you guys to get back to us. Please contribute anything you can by paying your tithes, people. Passing the plate around to everybody. Please contribute anything you can. You can tithe today by liking, following, and subscribing to all BMD content on Facebook, Instagram. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Music today. And remember, folks, drop a comment below. If there's anything you can think of that you want us to debate, and we'll consider it for our next episode, all right? Drop a comment below, and we'll try to get into the next episode. You guys stay real out there. Peace.